All right, guys, here we go. This is Operation Juno, USA China, turn 4. Let's get right into it. Japan just had a pretty good turn, so let's see if we can turn it around a little bit. To begin with buys, the US had $77 to spend. They spent 7 on tech. They're gonna buy 2 infantry for 6. Bomber and a destroyer for 20, aircraft carrier for 16, 3 transports and a tank for 27, and then they're going to hold on to $1. China, with their 16, is going to buy a cavalry unit and then 4 infantry. All right, let's get into it. I have 3 attacks. I guess just 2 with the U.S. Mainly just walk-on stuff. So the bomber in Manchuria, if I can get him there. There we go. It's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. See if I can knock out that transport. And then the other combat is gonna be moving stuff down to Caroline Islands, just to walk on that. So I've got the carrier. I got 4 battleships, 2 cruisers, a destroyer, sub, and then 5 transports carrying 6 infantry, tank and a mech, and 2 artillery. We'll hop onto the Caroline Islands, and that Japanese A will become an American AA. All right. Yeah, so I guess the only dice I have to roll, there's going to be more non-combat stuff on the other side of the board, but the only combat I need to roll for the U.S. is that bomber on that transport. So we'll see if I can get him. 1 round of combat, here we go. I got my 2 at 2. Oh, dang it. No hit. All right, sad. So he had 2 remaining. He's gonna land here in the Celebes. Is he? Is he? Is he though? He is. He will land there. All right. So did that. I guess now it's just non-combat stuff for the U.S. and then I'll do China. So non-combat, the destroyer in 16 is going to go 1-2 back to Hawaii. The battleship and the 2 transports will come down here. The 2 transports are just going to take a mech and an artillery down. Like that. Bomber landed. All right. Fighter up there, will stay there. Okay. Non-combat over on this side of the board. The fighter in Iceland is just going to fly down to London. The cruiser, destroyer, and transport are going to come down here to Gibraltar, carrying an infantry and a mech. And they'll just drop off there in Gibraltar like that. Cool. All right. That should be it for the U.S. really. Just got to put on unit. Oh, wait, no. A fighter in Hawaii is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 back to San Francisco like that. Okay, I'll put my new units on. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm very forgetful. A long day at work. 2 infantry in San Francisco are going to rail over to Washington, D.C. All right, now I'll put the new units on this side of the board in the Pacific. The U.S. will be placing the bomber, the 2 infantry, and the destroyer. Over on the other side of the board, hop over there. That's where I'll build the 3 transports and the aircraft carrier and the tank. Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yep, okay. All right, so that should be it with for the US. I'll do China real quick and then do one disposition. So for China, it's looking very different now. They're just gonna have one combat. A cavalry from Chahar is gonna come down to Kuchao along with the fighter and see if we can knock out that artillery. Yeah, all right. So let's roll it. Hopefully I can hit, unlike that bomber on the transport. All right, so I got the fighter at 3 and the cavalry at 2. Nice, 2 hits. Only needed 1, but got 2. All right, and this is the artillery in response. No hit, beautiful. That's what I needed. All right, awesome. So China will take that back, go up to, Japan down to. I'm gonna need to look at Japan's income. I feel like I have it wrong. I have them at 36 right now, but all right. And China goes up to 13. All right, let's do China's non-combat. So the fighter has to land. Fighter's gonna land back there in Siwan. Yeah, and then the 7 infantry are gonna hop back with them. Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what you want to do, Jacob. Okay. All right. And then they have the 4 infantry and a cavalry to place on. I feel like this turn's taking longer than it will ever need to, given I'm not doing a lot. The 4 infantry and the cavalry are all going to be placed in Manchuria because I can build them there. So that's fun. All right, cool. All right, so China, for the disposition, in Kuchao they have cavalry. In Siwan they have a fighter and 7 infantry. In Manchuria they have 4 infantry and a cavalry. The US, for their disposition, has a fighter in Manchuria as well. Not as well, but there's a fighter in Manchuria. In Celebes there's a strategic bomber. In the Caroline Islands, on the island, there are 6 infantry, 2 artillery, a tank and a mech, and an AA gun. In the sea zone, there are 5 transports, a destroyer, a sub, 2 cruisers, 4 battleships, and an aircraft carrier that has a fighter and a tactical bomber on it. In Hawaii, in the sea zone, there's a battleship, a transport, another transport, and a destroyer. And on mainland Hawaii, there's a fighter, an AA gun, 2 infantry, a mech, and an artillery. Up in San Francisco, there's a destroyer in Sea Zone 10. And then on land, there's an AA gun, a fighter, a strategic bomber, and 2 infantry. Coming over to the other side of the board, in London, there's a fighter. In Sea Zone 91, there's a transport, a destroyer, and a cruiser. In Gibraltar, there's an infantry and a mech. In DC, there are 3 infantry, 2 AA, a tank and a mech. And then in 101, there's an aircraft carrier and 3 transports. All right, so over here on the income tracker, China is at 13, so they'll collect 13. The US is at 50 plus their 20 in bonuses, and then they saved 1, so the US will collect 71. going into round 5. All right, that should be it. That should be everything. Yeah, I'll hand it over to UK for their turn 4. Good luck.